Hello everyone, welcome to the new session of Cultivation of Guava, Citrus and Grapes Part 2. So in this session we are going to cover up about the rest of the fruits, that is the citrus fruit. So there will be introduction to the citrus fruits in this session. Then we will discuss about the scope for the citrus cultivation and its national importance. So this fruit is having a great importance in our country, so we will discuss about that, and the distribution of major citrus fruits. So what are the fruits that are comes under this category, that is the citrus fruits? We will discuss about that, and we will also discuss about the important states producing major citrus fruits in the India. So there are different states, right, in India that produce different types of citrus fruits. So what are the states, and in which state which citrus fruit is grown? We will discuss about that also. Now the technical requirement of the citrus cultivation, we will discuss about that, and grapes cultivation. So all these things we are going to cover up in this particular session. So citrus is a native to a large area which extends from the Himalayan foothills to the northeast India, to the north central China, the Philippines in the east, and Burma, Thailand, Indonesia, and New Caledonia in the southeast. So in these countries, these are the native countries of the citrus fruit. So our India is also there because this extend from the Himalayan foothills to the northeast of India. So in India, in the terms of area under the cultivation, citrus is the third largest food crop after the banana and mango. So at these are the two fruits that are used in our country at the first and second position. And at the third stage, which fruit is come? Citrus fruit. So this fruit is having a great demand in our country as well. Now, scope for the citrus cultivation and its national importance. What is the importance of this fruits in our country? So, citrus cultivation in India is plowed with various problems due to the limiting growing conditions, limiting water resources, and high incidence of pest and disease, warranting great care for the planting till the plants come to bearing in order to sustain a productive life of a minimum 15 to 20 years. So this fruit is having a great demand in our country, right? We all know. But growing this fruit crop is a great challenge in our country because the condition of this growing of this plant is not very suitable for our country, right? And the limiting water resource, the water resource is very limited in our country. High incidence of pest, because pest control method we have to adopt for that, and if we do not, then there will be a loss of that particular crop. Disease are also occurring. The various disease, the bacterial disease, fungal disease, all type of disease occur to the citrus fruit crop. So these are the some of the challenges in our country to grow this particular type of crop, and but still we grow this crop, and this is the third important fruit crop in our country. So there is a growing interest, awareness among the citrus growers for the adoption of the latest technologies for the commercial cultivation of the citrus. So if we want to grow this particular type of fruit crop, then there must be some interest and awareness among the citrus growers, because you know what are the different challenges that people are facing while growing these crops, right? So we must adapt the latest technologies to grow this particular fruit crop. The National Research Center for the Citrus, that is the Indian Council of Agriculture Research Center, Nagpur, has come out with the package of practice of citrus cultivation in the different regions of the country. So we all know that this particular Nagpur city is having a great you can say producer of the citrus fruit, right? And there the Indian Council of Agriculture Research Center, that is playing a great importance or great role in citrus cultivation, developing the different types of varieties, right? So all these things we are going to cover up in the coming slides. So here are some of the distribution of the major citrus fruits. So this is the global scenario and this is the national scenario. Mandarin, this is a type of citrus fruit. It is globally, it is a 13% require, and in the national in our country it is a 44%. Lime and lemon 10%, and in our country 28%. Sweet orange 71%, and in our country 18%. And other 6%, and in our country other, that is 10%. So this is the distribution of the major citrus fruit at the global level and at the national level. So here are some of the common citrus fruit. Here we can see this is the mandarin, this is the sweet orange, this is actually the orange, the one which we use as a orange, and this is the mandarin, and this is the acid lime, right? And grapefruit, pomelo, and lime. These are some of the common citrus fruit that is grown in our country. So important state that is producing major citrus fruits in India are sweet orange, that is grown in the Punjab, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh majorly. And what are the varieties? Pineapple, Jaffa, Himalayan and Valenica. Velnica. So these are some of the varieties of the sweet orange. Mandarin, it is grown in the Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan, Northeast region, and the varieties are the Nagpur Khasi and Mandarin. So these are Nagpur Khasi Mandarin. This is the variety that is grown in these particular state and for the crop Mandarin. Next is the acid lime. It is grown in Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Andhra Pradesh. And Khazi lime is the variety that is grown generally. Now, grapefruit that is grown in Assam, and the Jai Devi or the PKM is the variety. Lemon, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, and Assam. So this lemon is grown in these particular state majorly, and the varieties that is grown are Eureka Hill, Galgal, and Assam lemon. So these are some of the varieties of the lemon that is grown in the Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, and Assam. If we talk about the pomelo, then it is grown in the state of Andhra Pradesh, Assam, and the Northeast region. And the varieties that is grown for the pomelo are red fleshed and white fleshed. So these are some of the distribution of the citrus fruits in our country, and the different varieties of that particular fruit that is grown in these particular states. Now, the technical requirement of the citrus cultivation. What are the climatic condition? What are the soil? What are the irrigation? We will talk about that. Now, here we are going to discuss about the climate. So citrus fruits in India are cultivated under the varied agroecological condition, right from the arid and semi-arid areas of the southwest region to humid tropical climate of the northeast India. So we all know that the northeast states of India are quite humid, right? They are having a good type of rainfall. But if we talk about the southwestern region, then it is quite arid and semi-arid. So these citrus fruits are grown or the cultivated under the varied agroecological conditions. It is grown in the arid and semi-arid region also, and it is grown in the humid tropical climate of the northeast India. So now you can imagine what type of climate, different range of the climate they are required. But it depends upon the type of crop we are growing, the citrus fruit crop we are growing, right? So citrus trees are evergreen, grown in truly subtropical climates of the world, although in the tropical region of the world. So they are evergreen fruit crop and grown in the truly subtropical climate of the world, and although in the tropical region of the world, right? So it is grown in the subtropical as well as in the tropical region of the world. So this is the type of climate that is required by the citrus fruit for their growing. Now we will discuss about some more points. They tend to produce cyclic growth flushes and hence regulating cropping in the tropical areas for forcing them into the concentrated bloom needs judicious management of the water deficit stress according to the soil type and the growing season. So we were having the cyclic growth flushes and hence the regulating cropping in the tropical area. So according to that, we have to maintain the management of water. So if the plant is not having a proper water or the deficit of this water, then we have to apply this water, means a proper irrigation method we have to maintain at that particular point, right? So this is why it is called as a regulating cropping in the tropical areas. And these are the things that one should take care of while growing the citrus fruit cultivation. So citrus fruit grow best between the temperature range of 13 degrees centigrade to 37 degrees centigrade, right? So this is the range of temperature that is best suited for the citrus fruit, and the temperature below 40 degrees centigrades are harmful for the young plants. Sorry, it is should be -4 degrees centigrade. The temperature should below -4 are harmful for the young plants, and soil temperature around 25 degrees centigrade seems to be optimum for the root growth. So this temperature, that is the normal temperature, and it is very good for the growth of the roots once the plant get established. So you, at that particular time, 25 degrees centigrade temperature should be maintained. High humidity favor the spread of the many diseases, but if the humidity is great, then at that particular climatic condition, there are many diseases that can prevail and cause damage to our growing plants. Frost is highly injurious. So we can have this at a low temperature, the frost, and this is highly injurious for the growing crop. Hot wind during the summer result in the desiccation of the plant. So these are the some of the thing that we should take care at the adverse climatic effect at the growing crop plant. Now the type of soil. Citrus plants are grown in a wide range of soil, ranging from the sandy loam or alluvial soil of the North India to clay loam or deep clay loam, or even at the lateritic acidic soil in the Deccan Plateau and the northeastern hills. So according to the place, the type of soil they are having. So sandy loam or alluvial soil in the North India, these type of soil are present. So the crop which are grown here in the North India, they can have the sandy loam or alluvial soil, right? And they can have the lateritic soil with the quite acidic one, and in the Deccan Plateau and northeastern hills region also, right? So these are the different types of soil that is available for the cultivation of the citrus crop. Now the citrus orchard flourish well in the light soil with the good drainage properties. Light soil means it's having a light color soil, yellow color, and this is the citrus, this is for the citrus orchard, that in this light soil they flourish well, and but the drainage system should be proper, means availability of the water, you have to see that. So this is the type of soil. Deep soil with the pH range 5.5 to 7.5 are considered ideal. So this is the ideal type of soil pH that should be maintained for the growth of the citrus fruits crop. However, they can also be grown at the pH range 4 to 9. High calcium carbonate concentration in the feeder root zone may adversely affect the growth. So we have to check this particular calcium carbonate. So calcium carbonate at a high level should not be there, because it affect the growth of the crop adversely. Planting material. Now, the availability of the quality planting material is of utmost importance in this citrus cultivation. Primarily, nursery beds are prepared on the light fertile soil or in the HDPE trays under the shade net structure. So, initially, when you are growing this crop in the nursery beds, then you can prepare at a light fertile soil, not very fertile, light fertile soil, or that in the trays, that is the HDPE trays, and in the shade net structure, the proper shade should be there. So the selection of the Nucella seedlings is done by eliminating weak seedlings, off types, and the non-uniform seedlings in 2-3 stages in the nursery beds. So this is the planting material that you have to select the Nucella seedling, right? And it is done by eliminating the weak seedlings. So you have to opt which of the seedlings are in a good health condition, so that you can take out, right? And this is called as the selection of the Nucella seedlings to eliminate the weak seedling. And the second nursery seedling may be raised in the polythene bags also, as they become ready for the plantation in the main field after attaining the height of 30 to 40 centimeter after 1 year. So it take 1 year to establish this particular plant at the height of 30 to 40 centimeter. And once it attained at this particular height, then this is called as the secondary nursery. It is put in a polythene bag, and now they are ready at this stage. Now they are ready to be transferred to the ground. Land preparation. Now we have, before this transferring this plant from the nursery bed to the land should be prepared properly. So land need to be thoroughly plowed and leveled in the hilly areas. Planting is done on the terrace against the slopes on such land, and high density planting is possible, or more aerial spaces are available than in the flatlands. So in the flatlands you have to plow and level the field, but in the hilly region you can have the terrace farming system, and at the each slopes you can have a number of trees to grow over there. Now, since the citrus trees are highly sensitive to water logging and water stagnation during the rainy season, providing drainage channel 3 to 4 feet depth along the slopes around the orchard is very, very essential. So this is one of the things that one should be take care while preparing the land, because this is very sensitive to water logging. Once there is the logging of water in the field or the place where you are having the citrus fruit, then that crop is going to be like dry, or it can shed off all the trees, and ultimately the plant can be dead. Water stagnation also, right? So all these things we must take care while preparing the land. Now, planting. The best season of planting is June to August, and the pits of the size of 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter may be dug for the planting seedlings. And 15 to 20 kg of farmyard and 500 gram of the super phosphate is applied per pit while planting. So this is the type of manure that you should apply while the planting the crop. The good irrigation system and planting can be done in other month also. If you are having good irrigation, then you can have this type of planting in other month. Means June to August is the best time, but you can plant the in other month also if you are having the best good irrigation system. Now, citrus require a critical stage watering in the initial year. It further reduces fruit drop and increases the fruit size if the irrigation is not proper. Disease like root rot and the collar rot occur in the flooded condition, and ultimately the plant become dead. So that is why the flooding, over flooded or the flooding condition should be checked while the land preparation. Light irrigation with the high frequency is also beneficial for the irrigation. Irrigation of water containing more than 1000 ppm salt is injurious. So we must take care that our water should not will have a good amount of salt in it. So the salt concentration should be maintained below this level. The quantity of water and frequency of irrigation depends on the soil texture and the growth stages. So what type of quality and what is the frequency of irrigation depends on the soil texture and the growth stage of the crop. Micro irrigation system not only saves the water and nutrient but also ensure the good retention of the fruit during the crucial stages of the crop growth, that is in the March and April. So uh, this is very important to have a good retention of the fruit at the crucial stages, that is and this is maintained by the micro irrigation system. So irrigation is a very crucial for growing the citrus fruit crop. Plowing, spading of basin, weed control, etc. are important interculture operations for the soil aeration and health. And the chemical control of weeds with the pre-emergence of weedicide, like we can spray the weedicides before it emerges. And what are those? Diuron, that is 3 kg per hectare we can use. Simazine, that is 4 kg per hectare we can use. Glyphosate 4 liter per hectare, and the paraquat 2 liter per hectare. These are some of the weedicide that we can use according to our piece of land. Interculture. Plowing, spading, and the basin weed control, etc. are important interculture. So this we have already completed. And training and pruning. So we have discussed this in the guava planting also. So in the citrus fruit crop growing also, this is very important. So in order to allow the growth of the strong trunk, initially shoot up to 40 to 50 centimeter from the ground level should be removed, and the center of the plant should be remain open. Branches should be well distributed to all the sides so that all the branches will have the fruit. Cross twigs and the water suckers are to be removed early. The bearing trees require little or no pruning. All diseased injuries and the dropping branches and the dead wood are to be removed periodically. So we have to check the branching periodically. So if any twigs is having a disease, right? So you have to cut out that disease, or any injury is there. So remove that. So it should not spread to other branches also. Now, disease in the citrus fruits. Phytophthora gummosis, scrapping of the affected area and the application of the Bordeaux paste or the copper oxyfluoride paste or the rhodomil plus carbendazim can be used for this particular type of disease, that is the causes by the Phytophthora gummosis. So this is the gummosis, that is the disease name, and it is caused by the fungus Phytophthora infestans. Citrus greening, that is HLB, hung long bing, and the removal of the infected branches, unproductive trees, and the replacement by the disease-free plant. So once it is having the citrus greening, then you have to remove this plant. So it should not be spread to the other healthy plant. Application of the leadermycin 600 ppm with the zinc sulfate and the ferrous sulfate, and the meticulous control of the citrus phyla vector can also be used. Citrus Tristeza virus, control of aphid, and the use of cross-protected graft and the shoot tip grafted plants or the disease-free grafts are recommended. For this citrus disease, grafting is a very important. So grafted plant or the disease-free graft can be used. Citrus canker, this is the bacterial disease, and we can get rid of by cutting off the infected trees, followed by the spraying of 1% bodies mixture or the copper fungicide. This can be used. Foliar spray application of the 100 ppm streptomycin sulfate is also effective. So this is all about this session. We will have one more session to complete this particular topic. Till then, thank you very much.